War and the Future of War research group at the University of Queensland Law School is interested in how changes in military technology impact on the interpretation and application of international law. Now, autonomy is the focus of the work of our research group. But autonomy is also a contested term. There are disagreements about what autonomy means in the context of technology and robotics. But the simplest way to explain this is that an autonomous system is one that can perform some task without real-time human interaction. Autonomy raises multiple legal concerns, but two are worth outlining in particular. One is that because the nature of the interaction between the human being and the system changes, the ways in which legal compliance is ensured changes as well. For example, the role of the developer and the programmer is becoming more significant to ensure that the system will perform in accordance with the law. Secondly, complex systems, such as autonomous systems, are brittle. They can behave unexpectedly in unforeseen circumstances. They can also operate extremely fast. And this raises questions about the accountability of the individuals who are involved in operating a particular autonomous system.
So I've been looking at particularly the use of autonomy for navigation and survey. And this raises a range of issues both at sea and in the air. So some of the issues that are caused by the use of autonomy and uncrewed devices are to do with the basic definitions of international law. So one of my papers is focused on when a ship is a ship under the United Nations Convention of the Law of the Sea, known as UNCLOS. And this really basic definitional question, I mean, you'd think that we should be able to answer when a ship was a ship, is really important for the distribution of navigational rights under UNCLOS. So determining whether or not an uncrewed autonomous device can be a ship will have a really significant impact on where the device can go and what it can do when it's there. Another important issue is figuring out what states can do if they come across one of these devices. Are they allowed to take it? Can they destroy it? Or do they have the same degree of sovereign immunity that warships and military aircraft have?
So one of the most controversial uses of autonomy by the armed forces is in controlling weapon systems. Development plans that have been made public so far have already triggered a good deal of opposition from civil society groups and various UN member states. And part of our work aims to understand what sort of limitations need to be applied to autonomy in weapon systems in order to ensure that the law best achieves its aims in regulating armed conflict.
Our work contributes to the international legal debates around the design and implementation of autonomous systems. We're hoping that the work can seek to inform responsible development and innovation. In order to do this work, we need to engage with key stakeholders. What we're hoping is that we are actually addressing the questions that are arising. We have partners such as the Trusted Autonomous Systems Defence Cooperative Research Centre, and we also work with others such as Defence Science and Technology and Defence Legal. And the people who are actually developing autonomous systems, as well as organisations such as the Office of International Law at the Attorney General's Department, to ensure that our research is focused on these questions. The research is clearly presented in academic publications as well as industry publications, and we've also engaged with academic and industry conferences on these topics. However, we're also trying to make sure that our work is accessible to anybody who is interested in these topics. We have a number of blogs. We also have developed some of our work in a visual format and have a podcast series. We're hoping to influence policymakers in the Australian context as well. And so to this end have contributed to government discussions such as through the recent Robotics and Autonomous Systems 2040 concept paper. We're also interested in the international legal issues arising in this area. And so to this end are participating in the group of government experts on lethal autonomous weapons.